pressure in my chest. I have nothing left. Dear Lord, please don't desert me. Need to catch my breath. Need a second wind of hope. Please show me mercy. I'm losing my faith. Would you help me find it? Help me to see whenever I feel blinded. I am trying to be more open-minded, but I don't understand your plans. And whenever I ask, you're silent as a star. Please tell me where you are, so I don't have to feel so far from you. I pray you'll hold me close, 'cause I feel so alone. Lord, please don't let me go, and I need you. Too exhausted to be afraid. I've prayed and waited for you to save me. Like the earth has its seasons, there's got to be a reason, and I'm trying to believe it, but I'm losing my faith. Would you help me find it? The world made some mistakes, and now everything's unwinding. I am trying to be more open-minded, but I don't understand your plans. And whenever I ask, you're silent as a star. Please tell me where you are, so I don't have to feel so far from you. I pray you'll hold me close, 'cause I feel so alone. Lord, please don't let me go, and I need you. You're silent as a star. Please tell me where you are, so I don't have to feel so far from you. I pray you'll hold me close, 'cause you're my final hope. And if it's time to go, then I'll see you soon.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the, July 8th?
8, can you believe
July
it?
8th, you know, half the year is coming and going. Welcome to the midday show. I think I got my head screwed on right.
You know why? Because
Yes.
yesterday was 7/7.
Because of
Portal.
the paper towels all over my life.
There's paper towels. I did prosperity portal, cinnamon. I'm going to ask Veronica all about that. She knows all about those things.
Veronica is a prosperity portal. She's a capital portal. She takes you to places never before. I got to tell you, I share your carrot this 4th of July on the beach. So yes, all of my new friends that I met on the beach, including a Jet player, a player for the New York Jets, who is a fullback, him and his wife, lovely wife, Alexa. I don't know if I'm allowed even to say his name, but I got to meet them at the Drift restaurant.
Did you recognize him?
No, I did not. But
What
I
happened?
recognized, Linda said to him, he had a stack of food like this, And Linda says, "Oh my God, do you mind if I ask you what was that? Chicken? Wasn't that amazing?" And I said, "Bro, you ate that whole thing, bro. It was like this. He couldn't finish it. And this is 250 pounds of sheer 6'5" man. He's a fullback for the Jets. Been following him for 3 years."
So how'd you know it was him?
Because I said to him, and here I am giving him advice about living in Florida. I felt about yay big. I didn't sleep all night.
You were embarrassed?
So I was embarrassed. I said, "Well, so what do you do?" He says, "I'm a football player." I said, "For who?" He says, "The New York Jets. I'm fullback." And he gave me his name. My jaw hit the ground. I said, "Are you serious?" ESPN did an interview on him and his wife and everything else. But anyway,
How come he's not here?
long story, because I froze.
You freaking froze?
21 years. I didn't even invite him on the show. I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't take pictures. You know how I didn't want to be a pain in the. You know what?
Wow.
So I said to him, "Well, listen, because there's rumors that the Jets might not carry a fullback, so they're talking to the Dolphins." I said, "I am calling the Jet owner today. They got to keep this kid. I mean, he's a vital part of the team, short yardage. Anyway, but that's not important." So we talked for about 30 minutes. I did not. I am so humiliated. I didn't invite him to the show. He asked what we did. I told him, "Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we do the Comcast commercials. We talk about San Francisco, the first game, and everything else."
You tell me you're a huge Jet fan. You talk about it all the
Yes,
time. You
I
wear
didn't
your
have
jersey.
to. I didn't have to.
And you
Billy
still
did
didn't
all
invite
that.
him on the show?
No.
Wow.
No. I am
Wow.
so
Even
lame.
Nathan says, wow.
I am so lame.
Wow.
No.
No?
No. I didn't. No.
Hey.
I was so shell shocked.
Wow.
So and then we finish dinner. They leave. Him and his lovely wife leave. Alexis is somebody. We'll get into that later. I go outside and we're walking down the street, and I hear, "Yo, Freddie," and I go, "Who the hell knows me on Atlantic Avenue?" In mind, there's 10,000 people out there. It was him and his wife again, having ice cream.
And you still didn't say anything?
I still didn't say
You
anything.
had a second opportunity? Wow.
Please, my son.
Wow.
My son crucified me at Saturday dinner. He
Wow.
says, "What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?"
Wow.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't sleep Saturday night.
Wow.
I was up all night like this. What am I, stupid? Maybe I got Bidenism. I don't know what happened. I turned into Mr. Biden.
No, we're not going to go there, but
Well,
wow.
you can reach out to him. Just find him on social media and
find him
invite
on
him.
social media.
And you know what they said? "Oh, do you have a boat? Do you have a this? Do you want it?" He was giving me all the hints. Like, "Let's go hang out." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna go see the fireworks." I feel.
What's wrong? You felt old? You
I
turned
feel-
into like an old man?
I said, "Let me get my cane. I don't know what the hell is wrong
Wow.
with me."
You got
You haven't
starstruck?
lost the opportunity. He knows who you are now.
He don't know. He says,
Yeah,
"I'm
you
just
were. He
some
called you in the
psycho
parking
Del
lot.
Rey," is what
No,
he said.
because he called his name out, didn't he? In the
How long
parking
is he in
lot?
town for?
The end of the week.
So you have a few
The end
more
of next
days.
week.
Oh my God, can I like throw this at you and you still haven't
Please,
reached out to
put-
social
Put the
media?
nails in me. Put the nails.
Wow. I'm going to have
Oh.
Zari reach out to
But
him on social
anyway,
media.
the whole trip of that story was I told him about the carrot
Hot
hot
dog.
dogs.
Oh my gosh.
He loved it. He's going to take it back to the chef at the New York Jets because they have tons of carrots
Oh, lucky
to
them.
make hot dogs.
Wow.
But I feel about yay small.
Wow. Shockingly.
Alex Berman.
Don't
Oh,
worry, Freddie.
I
I'm
know.
sure he's
Alex,
not even
if you
thinking about it.
ever see this show, see me again, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And then he says, "Well, you're going to go see the fireworks." And she was pregnant, so he didn't want to expose her that close to the fireworks. I should have said, "Bro, let's go up to the Opal upstairs. You can go upstairs. I can go upstairs to the patio." I'm like, stop. Anyway. How
Anyway,
you doing?
happy Monday after 4th of July. Freddie's got firework brain, I see. We've got Veronica Green joining us today, Veggie Vero, with a non-tuna fish tuna fish sandwich. We went to Zach the Baker yesterday down in the Design District because my son loves Zach the Baker. And they said they make the best tuna fish, tuna melt. So I guess it is like a tuna kind of feeling for summer.
Yeah.
But you can have tuna if you're vegan, right? It's fish.
Nope, no animals. No animals and no animal byproducts.
Not even fish?
Fish are animals?
Animals. Wow, okay. I was wondering why we were making a vegan tuna fish, because you can't have tuna.
Yeah, no, vegan means
So-
no animals or their byproducts like milk,
Gotcha.
eggs.
So there's
Okay.
no fish in this recipe that you're going
No.
to.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know Veronica, she made a hot dog for the 4th of July. We had it over the weekend. It was a carrot. And she soaked them in this wonderful. I thought she had lost her mind until we tasted it. But you weren't here, right? No. Oh, my God. And then she cut up pieces. Nathan says, somebody ate my carrot.
But some kids never got there. And he said, well, no, if someone got seconds, it's they never got the first. So
Oh my gosh.
Tastes just like a hot dog.
Freddie's reaction was so hilarious when I first
I
told
did
him
not
carrot
know-
dog. He's like, what did she just say? Did she say carrot?
Because I don't eat carrots. I do now.
But you're so good at social media posting. I was talking to my kids over the weekend. I said, we had somebody on the show, and she made hot dogs out of carrots. And Aaron said, I saw that. And I'm like, yes. See, it does work.
Yes.
When they're clear and concise, they do work.
Well, you can't forget some of the things that she has brought to the table here. I shouldn't say some, almost all of it has bin phenomenal.
So I bought
Thank
tofu.
you.
I got to figure out how I'm going to cook the tofu, but now I got to get the water out first tonight, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to cook it. So I'll have to talk about that.
You
By
go
the way-
back and watch the rerun, watch the episode if you need a reminder. You're gonna make a scramble?
I don't know what I'm going to make. I got tofu. I got to make something with it.
Did you get firm or silken?
I got extra firm.
Extra firm. Okay.
I
You
got
can make a
extra firm.
scramble out of that.
So I told my son about the tofu. Do you know the Hampton Social? #1 restaurant on Atlantic Avenue. Don't go
American
there.
Social.
No, it's called Hampton Social.
I don't know what.
It's not called American Social. It's called Hampton Social. You sound like Freddie, American. Everything is American. No.
Hampton Social. Never heard of it.
Hampton Social. They have tofu. So I go and I order tofu.
You ordered tofu?
And everybody said, what? Are you crazy? We have it. First it's carrots, now it's tofu. So I said, okay, so I had a hamburger. But they have it there. I'm going back.
For the tofu.
Yes. So my son saw the segment we were on it. He says that we should make a video cookbook. He's right.
Okay.
A video what?
A video cookbook. So we take you do a recipe as a video, which you can always turn into a podcast because you make it audio. But he says a video cookbook, the way she does it, people will be inclined to do the recipes because they watch the way you put it together.
That's interesting. A video cookbook.
Because I show him the carrot thing because nobody believed me. It's not like your son. They'll say, yes, this is, you've lost your mind. First it was a football player. Now you're making hot dogs out of carrots.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Hold on.
All that. All right. I'm going to put someone on social to contact this football player while he's still in town and invite him in.
How are you going to find them?
I'm sure he has an Instagram account. I guarantee you he's got an Insta account.
Okay.
Or even LinkedIn, maybe.
I would be so
We're going
humiliated.
to put Priscilla on it.
Oh.
Oh. All
I
right.
gotta tell you, there's a story. I'll tell you off the air.
About Priscilla?
No,
About the football player?
Yeah.
It got worse?
it's worse.
Oh.
Oh, it's a lot worse.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it is cooking time with Veronica Green, and we've got some new guests with us, Sally Bernard, and her new book is out, the revised edition of the original Call Me Zena, and Amazon knew to send me an email, which is so cool. I love that. So you can check that out at Call Me Zena on Author House or at Amazon. Call Me Zena. More to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Looking for art to add to your collection? Well, look no further. Here at Amp Media Studios, we house tons of art, ranging from abstract paintings to realistic portraits. Come on in and find the art that fits your home. Any and all art is up for sale, so pick yours up today. Stop by at 2400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Boca Raton, Florida 33431. See you there!
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply for benefits and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits every month and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact and will share our insider expertise. There is a time limit to apply. We're here to help you get your disability claim filed and paid as soon as possible. Please, time is limited. So, if you are between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury, call right now and let us help you file your disability claim with the Social Security Administration.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I moved the bell.
And we're back. You see, it's not easy to fight them. Listen, before we get over to the cooking segment, I want to invite everybody here and everybody out there tomorrow, 5:30 to 7:30.
Boca Luna.
At Boca Luna, our new friend Shorty. Is that his real name? They call him Shorty. Who has done movies and has done different elements. He just got into that restaurant business. He owns it. Apparently, we are doing a welcoming to him and the community and didn't know anything about it, but we're going to be there 5:30 to 7:30. You're all invited to come on down. We're going to be offering different packages and different things for your entertainment and for you also to spread the love of who you are, what you do, and everything else.
All right.
I don't know the address.
We'll get the address. It's over at Memorial Palm Plaza on East Boca, so right near Meisner Park, and it's on the back
I passed
side.
it the other day. It's
You
very
passed
easy
it?
to find. Yeah, we were
It
going
used to be
Meisner
Club
Park.
111, and now it
I
a
saw
110,
it.
and now it's Boca Luna.
Yeah, it's right on Federal Highway. It's easy to find.
Yes.
All right, you
We'll
ready
get you the address.
to head this over?
Yes.
Send this over to Veronica Green, our extraordinary vegan chef. Is back in the house. So we're
Hi.
making a vegan tuna.
Yes, good to be back. Before we start cooking, I wanted to address something that we were just talking about a moment ago, because a lot of people ask me what's the deal with fish? Why don't vegans eat fish? Fish is known to have a lot of health benefits, omegas and protein. So being vegan is actually an ethical stance. It's much more than just like a health thing, because of course not all vegan things are healthy. There's a whole industry of vegan junk food, right? So it's not just about health. It's actually an ethical stance. So it's about causing as little harm, as least amount of harm as possible, and not supporting the very destructive animal agriculture industries, and even the fishing industry is a huge part of that. It's devastating our oceans. Fresh fish, fresh caught fish, first of all, you don't want to buy farmed fish because it's just gross. It's fish swimming in a cesspool of their own feces, overcrowded pools. It's really disgusting. But then if you go to the fresh fish, the industry is really destructive. I mean, they are dropping these giant nets that are as big as a football field down into the ocean and just scooping up everything in their wake, including whales, including turtles, including dolphins, including everything. And this is called byproduct catch. So it's things that they were not intending to catch. And a lot of times by the time they get thrown back overboard, they've already died. It's really disgusting. So it is an ethical stance and a choice to not consume fish. Now, that's not to say if it was a survival matter, if it was the end of the world or something, yes, of course, I would catch fish and eat it. But on a day-to-day basis, going to the grocery store and buying fish, you really are supporting something that is doing a lot of harm to the environment and the marine ecosystems. So I just wanted to put that out there. So that being said, you can enjoy that tuna taste and still loaded with protein, as chickpeas are. So that's going to be the base of our I'm going to call it a mock tuna sandwich.
I love chickpeas.
Yeah, so it is going to taste exactly like tuna. I guarantee you, when you take a bite of this, you're going to say, how is this possible? It tastes exactly like tuna, and it's healthier.
When I first met Freddie, Veronica, he ate tuna fish all the time. Like, I think his favorite thing in the world is a tuna fish sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Really?
Am I right?
Good. So this will be a real true testament of this recipe. I hope
you get to try it again now.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to ask you that I was told over the weekend when I was showing you videos is about texture. People talk about texture. Like a hot dog, the carrot, when we did that,
yes,
it still had the texture of a hot dog, because a lot of the kids, they eat by texture. I didn't know this. Now,
yes,
flavor is one thing, but the texture is more important to them.
Texture is really important, yeah.
So tuna fish has its own, freaky deaky thing going on.
Yeah.
Is this going to be freaky deaky too?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by freaky deaky, but it's going to have the texture of the tuna that you would have, like if you were to open it from a can and add mayo. It's going to have that type of texture.
Okay, perfect.
Are you okay with that?
I'm all in. I listen, lady, you got my attention. I never, ever say it don't taste like what you're going to make it taste like.
All right. Well, let's get started then. So we're going to start with chickpeas. I'm going to do a whole can of organic chickpeas.
Rinsed and drained?
Yep, rinsed and drained. And the first step is just to get a fork and mash. Now, I've done this with the kids that I work with at the garden, and they love mashing. It's just a fun, fine motor skill to just kind of learn how to utilize the fork in this way, to do this mashing motion up against the side of a bowl like this. So this is great to do with kids at home.
Those are called chickpeas.
Yes,
you make hummus from chickpeas.
I don't recommend blending or using a food processor, because you're going to overblend it, and then it's going to be like smooth. You don't want it to be smooth. You want it to be
lumpy?
Kind of lumpy. The texture, you'll see what I mean. The texture really is just like that of a can of tuna, and you really only get that from just doing this mashing. So
That is so cool.
Have you ever roasted chickpeas?
I have, yeah. They're crunchy, a little bit of salt, olive oil and salt.
That's it?
Yep.
That's if you want crunchy tuna.
That's like instead of a bag of potato chips.
Right.
You could take a can of chickpeas and just bake them, I guess, or broil them.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, it's super easy.
All these things in my brain that I'm going to do and I should do.
When are you doing?
When?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. When I have some extra time to actually cook.
Oh, you have all these wonderful ideas. I'll move your arms.
All right.
All right, what do we add next?
A little bit of a arm workout here doing this, but I think that's probably good enough.
Now, what
so
are
it's
you
a little
using?
lumpy.
You're using a fork?
Yep, just fork.
What about a potato masher?
Potato masher would work, yes.
work, okay.
Potato masher would work, absolutely.
We have to have like a little gremlin underneath the table.
Look at that. It's like 5 ingredients. There's nothing to this.
This is a really easy one, and most of the things that we're going to use for this recipe you probably already have at home. This is a super simple one.
This is like amazing.
Now, I see they make chickpea pasta now also.
Yeah, I've tried it, and I don't know if it was just the brand I tried. It was a little bit on like the harder side, like it didn't
soften up.
Yeah, it didn't soften enough for me.
It's like the whole dime, right? Al diente.
I made it once. I wasn't a huge fan. So.
Al diente.
But Nathan said he had it and he thought it was delicious. So maybe I just bought not a good brand.
All right, so this is a vegan mayo, which is just similar to a regular mayo, but without the eggs. And it doesn't have as much oil, like it's not as heavy on the oil. So it's you don't need to use a lot. A little bit goes a long way.
Eggless mayo?
Yeah.
What would they think of?
It's
that?
very good. You would never know the difference.
Yeah, you really wouldn't.
You brought it in here one time. I noticed the difference.
Yeah, I did make you tuna with that once, I think.
I remember. But you made real tuna. You didn't do this. See, you were missing the
I
dish.
tried to cut down on fat content where I can, so.
You know what? Sometimes you gotta have a little fat. Look, this has no fat.
I know, and this is all protein, which is incredible.
It's already looking like tuna.
Sally, you like tuna?
I love tuna. It's looking just like tuna.
I think chickpeas and carrots so far on the menu. Hot dogs and tuna.
One day we're going to go to Freddy's for lunch, and he's going to have hot dog, carrots, and chickpea tuna, and tofu scramble, and we're going to go, who are you?
You should have seen their faces when I told the guy at the waitress, tofu, please.
All
And
right,
the way they make it, it's just like you had.
I'm going to put that aside, the bowl, for a second, and just get a little slice of lemon. You want to add lemon to this?
Now, is this because if you like tuna fish, you put lemon in it? Is the lemon optional, or you have to have it?
I don't think it's optional. I think you really need the lemon in this recipe.
Okay.
It adds to the end result of the flavor.
You
don't have to do a lot of lemon if you don't like lemon. Just a tiny bit more.
Wow, she puts a lot of lemon.
Well, remember, this is a whole can of chickpeas. So I'm using more of everything because if I was making this at home, I probably would do half the can if it was just for me and one other person.
Yeah, I would probably do 2 cans. 2 cans the same as 1 can?
What's that?
You can't say I can't have it because it's all healthy.
Absolutely.
Right?
All right, so we got the mayo, we got the lemon, and we are going to add a little bit of onions, chopped onions. This is actually a shallot, but red onions would work fine too.
You like onions in your tuna?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I didn't, but I do. I used to eat things really, really plain.
What the hell is language is that? Are you talking alien again?
I
did,
like it, but I
do?
stopped eating because then you smell like onions, but it tastes a whole lot better with onions. So.
It does.
Is that
I think
what you
so.
smell like
The
onions?
onions are optional, honestly, but I do really like it with the onions.
Dawn smells like cinnamon and onions.
No, salt.
She has cinnamon in her purse and eats onions on tuna.
What's the cinnamon for, Dawn?
Well, yesterday was 7/7, so it was a prosperity portal.
Prosperity through cinnamon. Yeah, actually, I have heard of that.
See?
I thought you were gonna say to help keep ants away.
You know,
Cinnamon keeps
I
ants
saw
away.
that too. You can put like cinnamon and dish soap and water in like a squirting container, maybe cloves. You spray it on the outside of your house,
I wish TikTok you watch
and it
this.
keeps
My God.
bugs away. I've got these little flies that come in my house, and they're making me crazy because they land on the light by when I'm eating dinner and when I can't eat dinner, so I'm done.
Hold on, what did you put in?
Salt.
So
Salt
that
and
was
pepper?
pink Himalayan salt. This is black pepper.
Oh, I like that.
And I like to add a little bit of paprika as well, just for the flavor.
I've discovered I love salt and pepper. I never liked it before.
How easy is that?
Yeah, and you can really just stop
It smells
here.
so good back here too. Can you smell it? It smells just like tuna.
You can smell it?
Yes.
That's funny that you can
Yeah, you
smell
can
it.
smell it back.
Right?
It smells like cinnamon.
No, it smells like tuna fish.
Tuna fish.
Yeah. So I don't know if this was just something that I always did growing up, but when I used to eat tuna, I would put celery.
I know.
So
Celery?
I'm going to add a little bit of celery.
No? You don't do celery, Freddie? Why?
You don't like celery?
green.
Because it tastes like grass.
But not in tuna.
It's not going to taste like grass. It's going to just give your tuna,
Priscilla,
your
you
mock
see what I
tuna,
go
a little
through?
crunch.
Priscilla, I used to play football, and it tastes like when they put dirt in my mouth. And it crunches.
It's got a nice crunch to it, celery.
I haven't led you
Only peanuts.
you astray before, right?
He said that this
Freddie?
morning. You've not led him astray in his food.
No, I'm all in. I'm just holding my breath now. Oh, man, we were doing so well.
Take that celery off yours.
Yeah, of course. It's optional. You can make it without the celery.
It makes it look nice.
It makes it look nice.
So no, it's really a nice hearty dish. You can see it's hearty. It's got the onions. It's got the celery. It smells just like tuna. Now,
It does smell like tuna.
okay, you guys say yes or no. I do this at home, but I always like a little pop of sweetness in these type of things. I like the combination of like salt and sweet. How do you feel about grapes?
I
Chopped.
love it.
You like that?
I love it.
I do it at home. I really like it, but I don't know if it was
I
for
love
everybody.
it. If you're putting that other green thing in there, anything will be welcome.
So this is going to give it a fresh little pop of sweetness. I'm just going to cut them in half. and
Did
toss
you
them in.
ever make, what is it they make? Potato salad, they put eggs and apples.
I can see that because
My
the
mother
apples
used to make it with
give it
eggs
the
and
sweetness.
So what do you think of grapes versus raisins? It's funny because at this restaurant yesterday they had this perfect tuna sandwich with raisins in it.
Yep, that's
Raisins
good
would
stuff.
work too. I
Right?
actually almost brought raisins, but I
Raisins
decided to
works.
go for the grapes instead because they're so fresh.
Yes.
You could open up a
Sweet
food
relish
truck.
would work.
That would be
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suggest a sweet relish.
Good idea. Sweet relish.
All
Sweet
right.
relish will work
I'm going
too.
to do a separate fork here and just do a little taste test to see if I'm good on the seasonings. It's perfect. Really good.
Terrific.
All right. So
right. We're
I'm
gonna
going
take
to
a break.
just assemble now.
You're going to assemble. We're going to take a quick break, come back, talk to Gabe, hook up with Priscilla, and more to come. Time to assemble and taste test for some lunch.
Okay.
All right. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe TV and Ant Media Productions. Like and subscribe to our channels, Brooklyn Cafe and Ant Media Productions, for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Ant Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Ant Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873. Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do, and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you don't even have any feeling at all. These symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. That is 754-222-6642, or visit us online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Colonel John Nixon publicly read the historic document for the first time in the State House yard. However, there's an interesting twist. Evidence suggests that a public reading actually took place 4 days earlier on July 4, 1776. While the exact reading remains uncertain, the significance of this momentous event endures a pivotal point in American history. The Wall Street Journal made its debut. It was published by Charles Henry Doe, Edward Davis Jones, and the often overlooked Charles Bergstresser from a small office in Lower Manhattan. In 2011, the Space Shuttle Atlantis launched on STS-135, marking the final mission of NASA's Space Shuttle program. This mission was the last flight of the orbiter Atlantis, which spent 307 days in space and traveled nearly 126 million miles during its 33 flights overall. The Space Shuttle program spanned across 3 decades with 135 flights and 6 orbiters constructed. On July 8, 2000, Venus Williams wins at the Wimbledon for the first time. Her victory over defending champion Lindsay Davenport made Williams the first black female Wimbledon champion since Althea Gibson won back-to-back titles in 1957 and 1958.
Very nice, Vicky, very nice. There's an intro and an outro to this segment. which we have to put into it. So we'll put it on the board. Very nice. I heard that in Wimbledon we didn't do too well. I heard Coco got upset.
Oh, really?
So,
I don't know.
good
You just, it's been a day, right? You never know. Right? You never know who comes through the door. It's always interesting.
Oh, we're back to this again?
I don't know what to tell you. All right, you guys ready to see the assemblage of the sandwich? Is it a regular bread? Or no, we put it on lettuce?
So I have lettuce cups and crackers. I didn't do bread because it just felt like a lot and heavy. So we have these little seed crackers and lettuce cups.
Wonderful.
When are you opening up your restaurant?
I know, seriously. I'm thinking about in the fall, like I've really been thinking about this, like not a restaurant, but in the fall, if I were to start offering like pre-made things that I assembled myself and packaged up and started offering them like almost like people would come and pick it up, like a catering type thing.
Yep.
That would be, I think, successul.
Maybe
I might get in over my head.
Why? I think you would be outstanding.
I think it would be amazing.
Amazing.
Okay. You guys want to pass out?
Let's pass out. Helga and Zara, you guys want to pass some of that out, please? It smells just like tuna. It smells incredible. I would love her to do like a whole type of food plan prep for the week. Wouldn't that be great? And the thing is, chickpeas aren't going to go bad.
That's right.
It lasts. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's meat or fish that you have to have in a certain amount of days.
Yeah, I mean, if it's already made like this and it has all the ingredients in it, you should try to eat it sooner than later. But if you're talking about
you would never know.
Canned, it's just gonna it's a canned good.
Absolutely delicious. Wow. All right, tuna fish connoisseur. Would you know?
You would never know. Oh my God. You would never know. It is so good.
So good? She does it again.
This is delicious. This is very good.
Thank you.
Veronica, you did it again.
I did it again.
She did it again.
This is one of my favorites.
I feel like that should be the name of your next book. She did
I
it
did
again.
it again.
You would never know. She did it again.
You would never know.
Right? Amazing. All right, now do you
And
have
does the celery bother you a lot, Freddie?
It doesn't.
You don't even know what's in there, right?
I didn't think it would. It just gives it a nice crunch.
A nice crunch and a little bit of color. Wow.
Yeah.
I like
Would you like to try it?
And I bet, and there's even people that don't like tuna because it smells like cat food. There were people that would actually eat this because it doesn't smell like tuna. Sally?
It's delicious.
Dave, good?
Delicious.
Thank
Bet you guys didn't know you're coming for lunch.
I did.
Sally
Because
did. That's why she comes on Mondays.
When I came in.
Wow.
Glad you like it. Now you have a new recipe to add to your...
Now, do you have a new recipe book coming out, or is this in one of your books?
I believe this one is in the first one. I'm still working on the second one.
I
It's
think it
tricky
is.
because I'm working on another story, a fictional story as well. Remember the fairy story? I'm still kind of working on that. So then after that, I think I'll start working on the second recipe book. I need to do it because I keep on adding recipes to my repertoire here.
I think you absolutely do, and then maybe we can help you out come the fall if people need like a pickup place. Maybe
that'd
they
be
can even
wonderful.
help. Maybe we're more central than you. I don't know where you are, but maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if I did that, I could use the garden, but then also this could be a good secondary location, like a Boca and a Delray location.
It'd be great to have cafe, pick up your lunch at the cafe, stay for a show.
Oh, I love that.
Be kind of cool. You're eating, I know.
This is amazing. This is really good.
Incredible. All right, so you can follow Veronica Green on social media, also Veggie Vero. You can get all the copies of her books. They're illustrated beautifully, and there's always a story about saving the earth or saving the planet, being kind to each other, all great messages for our kids, and incredible recipes for all of us to try. Delicious. Thank you. Thank
My
you. Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. Sally's enjoying lunch. This day in history was fantastic that Vicki put together, and we've got Priscilla joining us. We have our camera set? Yes, we're good to go with Priscilla. Perfect. Priscilla, I think, met Baxton at a networking event. As I think, but I feel like I've met you before. Have we met?
We met when Tinkerbell was here. I
Of
came
course.
just to support her. Yeah, she's
Of
my
course.
good buddy.
We were just talking about you the other day.
Was she the tweaker?
She was the twerker.
Yes.
I'm like, I know I've met you. I know you've been here.
I'm saying I know that lady from somewhere. I couldn't put one and one together.
Who were we talking about, Priscilla, with last week? That Tinkerbell was here and I don't remember. So we were just talking about how amazing you are and we're putting this whole event together for next week.
The 18th.
On the 18th.
So you are going to do it. You've moved
I was
forward
going to say, you're
with
going to be
it.
there.
You have to be there.
Yes. Okay.
You have to dance.
Well, Tinkerbell and I have actually been on stage, and she was twerking, going to town twerking. And that's when I learned that she could really dance. And so when I told you that story about her in the hospital, she had broken her neck, and she said, but I could still twerk. She really does twerk. And so she's going to be really great for the event.
Well, I'm hoping you can come because we were just telling someone you were coming. I don't remember who was here last week. And we said Tinkerbell's dance partner, because you work with women, you work with empowerment, you work with foundations. You do so many great things. I'm so glad that, I think you met Baxton also, didn't you?
I don't remember
I don't
that
know,
person.
but I'm glad you're here.
I remember Sally.
I was just going to say, we met. She remembered me.
I'm so glad that you're here.
Sally.
No one can forget
Is that
Sally.
good or bad?
It's wonderful. But we didn't get a chance to talk about really what you do when you came because you were here with Kim.
Right, and I was just trying to be very quiet in the background, just supporting Tinkerbell. Kim did bring me, but I was just supporting Tinkerbell, and she said, oh, that's my friend, and threw kisses and all that, and that's what ended up putting me on the camera. And so, yes, so you ready for me to talk? 'Cause
Please.
We're doing so many things similar.
I see that. Yeah,
Transformation,
I see
yes.
that.
I've been a trainer in conflict resolution for 1,000 years, like 45 years. I was, so as to speak, discovered by the Anti-Defamation League, and they taught me how to train. And when they teach you, they really teach you. None of this a couple of hours and then you're certified stuff. And they sent me all over the state of Florida for racism. And that's how I began. But eventually I was trained in conflict resolution. So conflict resolution has been Wingspan's base for 45 years. But one of the things that I really want to talk about now is I've done it so long, and I am 71 and very proud to be 71. But now it's time to try something else. So I don't know about everyone else. Sally was saying the same for her, I think. COVID was good for me. It worked out well because I was such a busybody. I belonged to 4 chambers, for an example, and just busy all the time. And I didn't realize I was so overweight until walking up and down my own stairs at home. I was huffing and puffing, and I didn't know where that was coming from. I should have listened to my mom, because my mom looked at me one day, and she's in Indiana, 93 years old.
Wow.
And she looked back at me as I was brushing her hair and said, have you always been that fat?
Oh,
Only a mom could say that.
The love of moms,
Only
yeah.
a mom could say that. But that let me know, and huffing and puffing, that I was way overweight. And so somewhere along the line during COVID, I did start losing weight, but I did not do it at first well because I had tried all kinds of programs and people and all of that. So I did have to hire a professional, and I had to learn what self-care meant. And so Van Jones said to Oprah one day, Oprah, you've got to do something differently. What do you do that's different from everyone else? And she immediately responded, meditate. And so that told me that I needed to learn how to meditate. So I really went all in learning what self-care meant. And it's not just about going to the spa. It is about taking care of your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I learned how to, and that led to so many other things too. So that was first health. With Tony Major's help, I did lose a lot of weight. But then I wanted to transform my business. I said, it is time to try some other things. So I learned to transform the business, the health, and relationships. And my husband David and I are still working on our relationships. But it was relationships in the home and relationships with girlfriends too. So I really went through a transformation.
Do you think relationships with girlfriends have changed as you've gotten older?
Yes, they have, and I'm better at listening to them. And a couple of my really close girlfriends, Tinkerbell actually talked about Deanne Connolly Graham. We both had a best friend, and that's how we met. She's passed away, and the relationship have changed, and she embraces me all the time. Tinkerbell embraces me all the time and talks about, it wasn't just about Deanne. And so we truly love each other, and I have learned to extend the relationship past business to my other girlfriends. And now I will have lunch or brunch or whatever, and it'll end up being a business brunch or lunch sometimes. But it's just to embrace each other, because so many things have happened with COVID. But if I could tell you, someone else that I know, Fariel Yoakum. You remember her?
Absolutely.
Fariel, so as to speak, that was a discovery just last year. She invited me to be an image consultant. She is a Fariel Yoakum. And she's the one that invented the 4x4 color system. She is an international image consultant. She invited me to train with her and to be part of her team. And I said, I have no aspirations for that. And so I politely told her no, very diplomatically, no. And then the more I thought about it, it was like, Priscilla, if you're going to talk to older women now, senior women is who I'm addressing now, and it's wild, it's Wings on Women, and I'd love to tell you about that in a minute, but you need to model that behavior. Don't just talk about it. Tell them about your transformation and what you're doing and what you have done, and what better way than to show them, not just tell them. So I went back to Fariel, and I told her that I accept her offer to be trained as an image consultant. So now I'm certified internationally as of last year. But then the more I thought about it, it's like, this really could be fun. Now I have put myself in her color system class, and now I am considering launching a business in image consulting and the personal stylish part of it. If I could tell you, I'm known for wearing hats, which is why I have this. I've coined the phrase silly fun, so I have no problems being silly. So this hat was, I was interviewed by Joy Reid, by the way, at MSNBC, and my husband and I wore these hats, and I wear hats all the time, but I wear men's clothing and men's bow ties and ties. And so I'm really considering doing this transformation, going into personal styling and a Sala wellness and health store in Hollywood, 2414 Hollywood, has agreed to allow me to do 6 months, one every month, of styling in their store. And so Fariel has agreed to be the speaker at the reception to kick it off. And it's August the 24th, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And she's going to come and talk about image consulting and personal stylist. And then once a month thereafter, I'll be doing something having to do with styling every month for the next 6 months. And I'm so excited about
incredible.
that. Yes, I think so. I think so.
That's amazing. Because we interviewed Fariel. Oh my, we weren't even here yet. It had to be 7 years ago at our old studio. And she was talking about it. She does the image consulting. She was traveling all over the world doing this. And it was something, we were so new that I'm like an image consultant, but
she has really blown up out of the water.
Wonderful.
She's in Australia right now.
Incredible.
Yes.
Amazing. And so how else do you work with women? Are you still doing training for the ADL? Are you still...
Well, now I've branched out more on my own. I've just returned from Belize. I did a WOW summit there. WOW means Wings on Women. And I learned while I was there the very first time, I've been there several times now, that the government is addressing domestic violence. And when I learned that, I was really taken aback. And the women there don't have a voice as much as they should. And so the government has stepped in and is addressing that. And they are trying very hard to empower women. And so the first time I had the WOW Summit there, I brought a delegation from Florida, from the United States, and they were the speakers and facilitators. My area of expertise is conflict resolution, and it's grown since then, Kingian nonviolence, and bullying and crisis response. So topics of conflict. But that was just such an eye-opener when I was there the first time, that when I did the domestic violence as a thing for my first summit, it was fantastic. And if I can say, the elected official, school board member, Dorothy Bendigal, was the keynote speaker. And it was just fantastic. And when I came back from that, COVID hit, and the governor had decided to start closing down Florida. And so you fast forward, and I learned transformation during COVID. And so now this was my first time going back and doing a summit there. And the theme this year was transformation. And I'm just letting women know it's not about age. It used to be women had to be this small, blonde, and very, very young. It's no longer that way. United States is very fickle, but we're changing that trend. They're beginning to respect older women more and more now, and of other ethnicities also. So I'm telling women to jump in, pivot right now. As you retire, think about what you want to do. Grab those dreams that you had in your 20s and 30s. You can do them now. You can do them now. And you can branch out, pivoting, and run after that dream like you did the first time, and do it now. And that's what I'm doing now with my artifacts, my African artifacts particularly. My children have, I was invited to be a part of Juneteenth in Miramar, which is where I live now, and display the artifacts. And so my children said, name them and write a book about them. And I was like, name them?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think some of our, and I was thinking the other day, some of our longest, most dedicated clients are, we've got Sally, Priscilla, Tinkerbell, Russ. Clients that are in their second, third, fourth acts of life saying, you know what, I have a voice, and if not now, when? You know, Russ is 89, God bless him.
I love that. If not now, when? And
it's kind of why I felt really strongly about starting the foundation, because if I didn't do it now, if I didn't try to do it now, when was I going to do it?
That's right.
I'm only going to keep getting older. Got to
Absolutely.
do what we do when we do it. And I love that about your message. And Tinkerbell is absolutely amazing. And Sally is, I mean, Sally's been with us for 2 years, and her dedication, and you're growing. You're not even just doing a show now. You're speaking in front of people, and you're going out, writing
and
your
it's a
second
senior
book.
audience, and I'm realizing how important that is. I never would have thought about doing that. Of course, I met the lady in the cafe here, and I suddenly said, we need a voice. Seniors need a voice to teach other seniors or to tell them what we have been able to do. We're not special or anything. It's just that we need to tell people it can still be done at any age.
But with age comes more wisdom.
But people, as you probably know, because you're going to speak with older people too, they kind of give up at a certain age. And I want to tell people, as you do too, no, don't give up. You've still got years ahead of you. And actually, I think it prolongs your life.
What'd you say this morning? Right? If you were to name your autobiography, it was... No, it was something, it wasn't coming out of the ocean, but it was about living. You learn what you've lived. You live what you've learned.
You live what you learn.
Live what you learn.
For some reason, people are ashamed. I certainly was one of those people. As I'm getting older, I said, I can't give my age, but that's a silly mindset, really. And I'm still apprehensive in giving my actual age.
It's an interesting subject matter, especially what's going on right now. What happened with Biden and what's happening with Biden tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes. Just putting the presidency to the side a second, but this thing about age and wisdom. And over the weekend, I was having dinner with my son, and he was talking about this same subject matter. And you know something? I'd rather trust somebody with age than somebody who hasn't experienced that. Because you're bound to make more mistakes if you haven't been down that road. And are we going to have a couple of miscues? Absolutely, but who doesn't? Even 20-year-olds have miscues.
And you've said the word wisdom twice. I wrote a book with Kim Coles, the movie star and actress and comedian Kim Coles, and it's now a bestseller, and the name of it is Wisdom Gifts. And you have to be a certain age to actually have those gifts, have the wisdom. You have been around the corner a little bit, and you have to have some experiences to have that wisdom. And so I'm proud, like Sally, I'm proud to say that I'm 71. And one of you all said, if not now, Dawn, you said, if not now, when? And so now I want to write the books. I'm 85% finished with my transformation book, and it's jacking yourself up for total transformation, because I did have to jack myself up. You think you know so much, but you don't know really how to meditate. You don't really know what self-care is. And so you don't really know how to transform.
And how are you feeling?
I feel great. Good. And I did let my the person who helped me lose the weight, Tony Majors, I let him go, but I held on to him for a long, long time after I lost the weight, and he said, I'll continue being your accountability partner, because that's who I am now. But I learned so much from him. It's all about mindset and within. It's within you. And one of the things that he said is, and he tells people, I'm healthier now than I've ever been. But I'm walking every morning. I have 2 hours of self-care every morning, and I'm walking every morning. Then I'm doing my muscle exercises. But I'm also listening to Mary J. Blige, and I meditate with a devotional book. And so I'm doing all of that in the first 2 hours. And one of the things that my husband David had to learn was, I don't want to hear anything negative, including the news, including CNN, which I love, but none of that negativity between 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning. I just want to feel positive. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, whoa!
She and Tinkerbell.
I really am, and we're going to learn that cowgirl dance by Beyonce.
So we're going to do
So
that.
we're going to do that.
Oh
Yes.
my God. So we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to have more to come. We're going to talk to Priscilla and Sally and Veronica. Gabe has a segment with us, so more to come. Hang tight. If not now, when? And that was really what motivated me, the precipice of pushing that foundation when I did. You just never know. I know you're laughing. You got to do.
You got to do it.
Here we do. We're doers now. What did Pamela Chanel said? We're not human beings or human doings. We can't just be, we have to do. So that was from the Reinvented Life. More to come on the other side of this commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing. Just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out. Thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
The owners of Amp Media Productions and the Brooklyn Cafe show, Dawn and Freddie S., are excited to announce the launch of its new nonprofit educational charity, the Amp Media Futures Foundation. This foundation gives college students the tools that they need by providing them hands-on learning experiences in business, marketing, communication, and media creation. To donate or volunteer, contact AMP2 Media Productions by email at info@ampfutures.org.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back and getting ready to send this over to Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Lonley. I'm reporting for AMP Media Productions and Gold Standard News, a news outlet you can trust. Here at Gold Standard News, we provide you, the viewer, the raw truth. We expose the lies that are concealed in the dark with instruments of truth, evidence, and testimonials. Tune in for our local segments, government truths, economical, political, health, and the weather. Our first topic is a Floridian woman that received a check that was supposed to be for the city of Weston, and you wouldn't believe what she spent it on, and much more. Just like swipe it up. Yeah.
I don't know how to turn this off.
All right, let me ask you a question. What's gold standard?
So that's the name of the little news segment that I came up with for AMP Media.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. You worked hard on that.
I did, yeah, I did. I was working on the script this past week.
So tell me about this lady in Weston that cashed the check. 'Cause can you imagine cashing a check for a city?
Yeah.
And then spending it like the bank lets you cash this check? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. She received the check. I think this happened a week or two ago. And I don't know how the bank didn't recognize it. I mean, it clearly wasn't made out to her. It was for the city of Weston. And she actually spent it on a Brazilian butt lift, a plastic surgery, of all things. And then right after, she fled I'm assuming the country, or just the state.
How much money was involved?
I believe 60,000.
That's some butt lift.
Yeah.
For 60 large.
Wow.
And did they ever catch her?
No, she's still on the run.
But they know who it is.
Yeah, they do, but they're still trying to find her. It's almost like a manhunt.
So the check was made out to the city and she cashed it?
Yeah.
I love to be the person behind the counter.
The bank who cashed it?
Prove that.
Yeah.
True.
No, they definitely got fired for that.
You'd be surprised.
Do they have cameras?
They have a picture.
She left the country.
Wow.
And what was the next story?
The next story was actually about a CIA declassified document. It was about the Czechoslovakian invasion. And what's really crazy, so during the Vietnam War, we invaded Vietnam because we were afraid of the domino effect, where if one country falls to communism, other neighboring countries and other countries like that would soon fall short to that too. But after the fall of Stanislav under the communist regime, Dubek, I'm pretty sure that was his name, he took over and he decided to change some things and implement more freedom in Czechoslovakia and other communist countries. But some of the other communist leaders that were above him, they didn't like that. And they were afraid that, just like how we were afraid other communist countries will fall under, or other countries that aren't under communism would soon take that. The Communist Party was afraid the countries that are already under communist reign would become more liberated and have more freedom. And then the U.S. started to become involved in that. And I was still working on it, but that was one of the other segments as well.
Is that what led us to, you said Vietnam War?
Yeah. No, that's not what led us to it, but that was, the invasion happened in January 1968. And then Right after that, it was a lot of riots, and then the famous Battle of, I think, Prague. I think that's how you pronounce it.
No, it's so interesting. I just finished a book about the Holocaust. We were the lucky ones, and I believe it's a Netflix series also. And you read this, and we're in 2024, and our news is instant, right? Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, we're instantly accessible to the news. In 1939 and the 40s, you weren't accessible to any news, so you're reading this about a family who had escaped, the parents and the children, and what they went through for all these years, grown children, and they didn't know for years and years and years the devastation, the amount of loss and deaths, because you can't even fathom. They heard at the end of the war 1 million, 2 million Jews were killed. No one had, and that was insane. So imagine actually coming to grips with the amount of lives that were lost. Nobody knew, because the access to information wasn't like we have it now. And then I think about Tinkerbell, who lived her first 5 years in a displaced persons camp, and was born in one place, but that's not really where they want her to be born. So then the birth certificate, sometimes those are lost, and the new birth certificates are formed in the country that you want your child to be born in. And you don't even realize what happened. And so much time in Vietnam, information was getting out better than it certainly was during World War II. Forget World War I. There was no way to get this information. Are you finding this is different with the documents?
Yeah. And what's really great is that anyone can just access these documents, and it's not like back then. No one can see. No one knew what the government was doing. There was there wasn't enough transparency.
Now
yeah, exactly.
Now we know things we shouldn't know, right?
It's interesting because they have, they put information out because they know it's so fast, like you just mentioned, and they know it's going to catch like wildfire.
Yeah.
And they put on negative information because they know that's going to take off, and there's no stopping it. So by the time the truth comes out about a piece of information, everybody's believing all the negative stuff. So the media has changed in the last 10 years.
No, it has, absolutely.
It's a tough business to be getting into, right? Newspapers, there's no print newspapers anymore.
Yeah, no, everything's digital now, and almost all newspaper companies are almost all going out of business because everything's just on an app now. It's just all on your phone, computer, anywhere.
And does anybody ever verify any of the news that they report? That's the other problem. Then you come up with something, it might not even be true, but because you need to keep that 3-second attention going for the public, they just put it out there. And then they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we were wrong."
It's tough, and I'm
There's
glad
no censorship at
And I'm
all.
glad you're not watching the news in the morning or listening to the news, because you can get the information you need when you need it, but when you wake up, and I always wake up and Chuck says, "Did you see the news?" No. What have you been doing for an hour? Self-care.
Do you feel that you need to hear all that negativity every single morning and all day? No, you do not. If I wake up and I want to sing, I want to stay in that vein for as long as I can. And so, just to mention Tinkerbell again, and now look at all she's done in the past for children particularly. And now she wants to be an advocate for the Holocaust, and she wants to be a lobbyist. And Tinkerbell and I, we tease a lot that we're 1,000 years old, and here we are changing. And she can do that, and she'll be great at being a lobbyist for the Holocaust.
But if the stories don't get out, right?
Yes.
If her stories don't get out, they're bound to be lost. If your stories of your African objects, if you don't name them and document them, no one knows the stories to live on the legacy to your children and your grandchildren.
I'm just realizing the actual need in this, because again, nothing is coincidence. So there is such a need for older people to give their stories, because the younger generation are just not aware of what the elder people had gone through, the Holocaust, many other things. It's very, very important. Anybody out there that has a story, come to the Brooklyn Cafe.
And Gabe, I'm so glad it's true that you're doing this, because for kids your age,
it's true.
You're fed information so fast.
Yeah.
And you're taught a skill, an old skill of writing and script writing. But by the time you write it and you do it and you put it out, and then and then your technology changes, knowing the story and how it interacts in this studio, I hope gives you a different perspective of
No, it really
conversation.
it does, yeah. And I'm really learning how to actually work with everyone and find new stories every week.
Which is great.
And I'm really enjoying it here.
Well, we're enjoying having you and getting the stories out. And news is like this. And things you don't think about, like when I'm finishing which is why I couldn't listen to the fireworks on Thursday, because I had just finished this book about the Holocaust and the bombing of Poland. And the noise of the fireworks just brought me back to that. And I'm like, I can't even.
Yeah.
But the stories that didn't get out, people didn't know. And here we are able to get stories out so fast.
Yeah, but you're in the media world. I watch the news not worrying about the negativity. I watch it about human influence. You know, there's a science to making people think that what I'm saying is correct. And if you sound confident in your delivery and you say it over and over again, what do they say? 7 times to learn a message?
Yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah. You have to learn. I'm glad that you're learning these things. You know, my first days at NYU, which was 45 years ago, they said, whatever we teach you, don't believe. Find out for yourself if what I'm saying is true. If what I'm saying is true. And I have always stuck with that. So, because I am in the media, I wanted, and it happened yesterday. I heard one thing and the guy did the complete opposite of what he said. So you got to keep learning and keep questioning but don't become like everybody else that puts bad news to put out bad news, to put out any news. Learn the truth, middle, you know, because there's 3 sides to every story. There's one side, the other side, and there's the truth in the middle. So you got to find out what works, what's real, and what isn't. So
it's like Vicki said this morning, and it's your core values. And you may be asked to report on a story that the truth goes against your core values. Do you report the story? Do you report it, but then be true to your values and say the other side? I mean, it gets ethical in the media business. I mean, it can. It's up to you how you decide to bring it forward.
No, absolutely. And like, there's a lot. I mean, anytime you go to Publix and you're checking out, you see those magazines that's just all about celebrities or something else. You can clearly tell it's fake, and it's almost like tampered with or whatever. And they make it's almost like libel, so they can just talk badly about someone, so then they can get more views. You know, that's a big part.
Do you know that there's an art to that? What they do is they call the person that they're gonna lie about,
and they get like off, like
and
they tell them before.
The guy says, yeah, lie.
Wow.
Because it puts them. You're reading it.
Brings attention.
And just like you're smart enough to say it's a lie, a lot of people, then they get into, I'm going to take you to court. And the settlement is already the payment that they're giving to put the article together. It is so strange the way business is done today.
Yeah.
You know, because it looks like you're making a bad deal, but you're really, everything's already been put into place so that people they call them the rags. Back in the day, we used to call those rags.
Yeah, I was at Publix, I guess Wednesday after I left here. You remember the singer Baxton brought in?
Yeah.
The guitar, so he was there. And I walk by there all the time, and this time I thought of Sally, the voice in my head saying, stop and say hello. So I walk by him, I say, hi, how are you? He goes, I love your shoes. How are you and Freddie S. doing? He said, please send my regards to Freddie. So just when you think nobody remembers, he said to send his regards to you.
Look at that.
And
Right?
you know, it's also relative, all of this that we're talking about, including the young man, because in conflict resolution, one of the major skills that you teach that you train on is reflective listening. Things are so fast now, and people don't want to even have to think because the news is moving so quickly now. But you have to actually learn how to be still, think, listen, and then reflect to make sure the person said what you think they said. So
True.
Reflective listening is one of the major core values and skills of conflict resolution, and that's the first thing that I always train on.
Did you guys learn critical thinking in school, Zari? Was it part in your training on media to not only always believe what you hear, to actually fact check, to think it's like the debate?
Yeah.
K through 12.
Yeah, when you go to like English and language arts.
To think about what you see.
Research paper you have to do. They teach you how to spot proper things and how to vet certain articles.
And not in college, not even in the media, not in film production or anything in school.
Because you're supposed to already have known that.
How about for you?
I think I also learned it like through K through 12. I went to a Montessori school, and that was really like, instead of someone teaching you how to do it, figure it out yourselves. You know, if you need help, we'll help you. But I think it was really just kind of try to figure it out on your own. Don't distrust anyone anything that's out there. You know.
See, I think if you're taking media classes in school, and you're watching the debate, whatever side you're on, you got to look for the truth and process. Does this make sense to me? Have I glossed over the truth because they had a better image consultant than another, or does that? I mean, there's so many of these things now come to play on the TV side of it. Who stands better in a debate or a conversation? Is it your image? Do you deliver the information? Do the lies still exist if you deliver clear information versus not clear information? All the things that I'm hoping that you guys are learning in the media, and if not, we got to add it to our curriculum.
Well, I saw a guy draw a triangle missing one side, and he held it up to, I was an intern, and he held it up to the jury, and he was holding it around and moving his arms, and he was talking about sometimes things don't seem to be what they appear. And he was holding around, and we were defending a black gentleman that was on a train and was accused of being in another place committing a robbery. And he was holding around, and at the end, he holds the triangle towards his chest, and he asked every juror, what did I just hold up? And everybody said a triangle. Now, all he needed was the first one to say it. All 12 said triangle.
Yes.
When he turned it around, it was missing one side, so it was two lines.
Yeah.
He says, sometimes things appear to be what you think. So you saw this gentleman, black gentleman in the train, you thought he was guilty of this crime. And he got him off.
Wow.
He got him off because he was telling the truth, and it was a whole thing that was set up that was not true. So sometimes things that appear real are not. You got to be really, really careful. Careful today, because today is life and death. What's going on? This is not like in the old days where we used to get away and say, okay, we can erase it and let's do it over.
Right, print a retraction. It's no, right, not
Can't
anymore.
do that no more.
Perception is so important too. That's another skill that comes under conflict resolution. And we have to really realize that your perception is your truth. Whether it is true or not, it is your truth.
Correct.
And so that's why I have to go a little deeper and create an understanding about why that is your perception.
So many people have, I can actually mention my paintings when it comes to this, and I'm learning more about this. Perception, you see something, but not everybody sees it that way, which my paintings are a very good example, because you see a lot in it. But your truth within you will see what you're meant to see. But everybody's truth is different. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there to really figure out, right?
That's right.
Amazing.
Perception is important. Maybe
Perception is so important. Perception is the key.
But when you're given something, say a commercial on television or wherever, you're then given they're saying it's a great product. You don't know if they know this is a great product, but that's what you hear. So in your mind, you're going, that's how advertising works, I guess. Yeah. They said it was a great product, and you trust that. But you know what? It's not always good, as you were talking about, to trust what you see. It's very deep. It's a very good subject, deep, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more to come. We're going to talk to Sally. Call me Zena. Let's see what Zena is going to be talking about on her show today at 2:30. Gabe, nice job.
Thank
Let's see
you.
what the weather has to start. Weather. Remember we said I need a green screen for the weather?
Yes.
And then I just look out the window and go, it's
Gabe is going to bring us the weather.
more to come. Stay tuned.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, They told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free. Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. That's 800-613-3597.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Yeah, we don't see your leg.
What's wrong with you?
She has a stress fracture.
Stress fracture. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. So
You are a
I'll know
stress
what I'm meant to do, and I can never remember the name stress.
Laura, turn a light on for her, please. I know. All right, are we going to the weather?
Sure.
All
What do
right.
you got in the weather?
So this week, it's looking like it's going to be, mostly cloudy. Wednesday, it's definitely going to rain, 40% chance. Sunday, it's going to rain again. Mostly cloudy, lows are around 85 or so, or at least 85. High is going to reach to around 95, 94. The next week, it's looking like it's going to be mostly sunny.
I heard that there was a warning today that it may go up to 106.
Really? Only today or like?
No, today. And they did
Wow.
the same thing. The warning also was on, when was the 4th of July? Thursday night.
Thursday.
They had a warning out in effect. So I told the fire department they should hose everybody down. He says, you must be from New York. I said, yeah. He says, we don't do that here. I said, oh, okay.
It was hot.
It was hot.
Yes, it was really hot.
And you have to be careful because there's a little humidity and you can, real quick,
Got to stay hydrated.
That don't help.
Yeah.
An interesting fact. Steve went, he traveled yesterday. They said it was going to be the busiest day of the year. Absolutely. Everybody, get there early.
Traveling?
There was no one hardly in the airport.
Really?
It was
And
Wednesday.
everyone that traveled that day that he works with said the same thing.
Wednesday was the #1 travel day of the year.
They said
I
yesterday
think
were
they
like 3
scared
million people.
No, he had no traffic going to Fort Lauderdale. Nothing hardly going through whatever you have to go through security.
That's because they were on I-95 this morning when I was trying to drive.
They
in.
they scared everyone, so then everyone wanted to go Sunday home.
Yeah, nobody went.
So that was just an interesting fact.
What do
Don't
we have
believe
happening?
everything they say, right?
What's happening on Call Me Zena today?
Okay, we've got I don't know.
We've
I
got
never
something
really
in?
know. Just call in and ask a question.
you have a banner
Basically,
you put
I
out.
do have. Yes, I had two because the one that I wanted to get onto LinkedIn, I couldn't. So one is gratitude, I believe. Okay, and the other one, I think
There are no coincidences.
there are
right?
no coincidences. Yes, I agree with that. That's what I'm going to talk about. No coincidences.
All right, so tune in today at
please tune
2:30.
in and call.
So what kind of questions do you think that people should call in and ask?
To call things that happen that we think, maybe it was a coincidence. And I have so many stories on that. It kind of wakes you up to what may be going on, because when it keeps repeating, and how many coincidences can you have? I mean, I'm having them now maybe 3 or 4, well, it's hard to put a number on it, but many times a week. And this was happening to me for many years before I really even took notice of it. And I said, no, something else is going on. So that's what the show, if anybody can call in and something has happened to them, maybe I can help and explain a little bit of what was going on.
When you say coincidences, are you talking like deja vu, something that you've done, or something coincidence that 2 or 3 things happen at the same
Things
time?
that just happen. You hear a name maybe of someone, a loved one that's passed, and you keep hearing that. You hear the music. That's just one that a lot of people have. The phone goes when you're thinking of someone, but it goes deeper than that. Actually, it's happening all day long to us, because I truly believe that they're trying to, I do believe they're trying to contact us, but we don't always keep an open mind to that. And they go, that was a strange thing that happened, but maybe it wasn't strange. Maybe something else is going on. And I think that's what I'd like people to call in today, and that's what we'll talk about on the show, yes?
All right, so give us a call today.
It's funny because unless she cures a conflict, a lot of people say, I don't want to listen. It's funny, when you have a conflict going on in your life and you'll meet Sally and you say, Sally, what do you see? And she gives you conflict resolution. You'll listen. But sometimes messages come to avoid the conflict situation. And your conflict resolution is in knowing how to avoid the conflict. But people don't do that.
Actually, I was thinking about that the other day with negativity. It's positive and negative. And a lot of negatives, and it's changing my mindset a little bit. Well, I believe, and maybe we'll talk about that too, you can learn from a negative. You can learn very much from a negative that happens, because maybe we can turn that negative, and people don't want to hear that. Oh, it's so negative. We can turn it into a positive situation. It may not happen right away, but try to see something out of that. And it's really important. I'm beginning to understand more and more about that, although I do talk a lot about positivity. But, we're all learning, and certainly including myself.
It's a learning curve.
Reaching for positivity does not make it happen.
No, but you know what does, and I'm a big believer of this, is to believe. Just believe. Believe that, whatever is going wrong, stop saying it's going wrong. Believe if you say it's going right, it's going to go right. So many people don't do that. A lot of people like being, and not criticizing, I was probably one myself, and still sometimes am. It's what you get used to. Someone that's really unhappy all the time continues to be unhappy. They feel comfortable in being unhappy.
It's what they know. It's their
what
normal.
they're used to.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. It's their normal. And they may not think it's negativity. That's just who they are.
That's who they are,
That's
because
all they
they
know.
come to expect all these
Right.
things
Yeah,
happening.
but they were taught that. So if you're taught
Right.
something, you can unlearn something.
Learn
It's funny
behavior.
because this morning when we talked about the morning show, we talked if you want something positive to happen, go do it. You can't wait for somebody else to come along
Exactly.
and fill your cup. Your cup is empty because you made it empty. You have to sort of fill it.
Right.
And a lot of people say, Some people will say, no, I don't want to surround myself with negative people and all this. That's okay, but there's no reason to fear or push people away. Just be yourself.
And
Question is, can you?
And that's really important. People say, well, I'm not meeting anybody. So I'll say, well, what do you do all day? Well, I sit at home. Well, you're not going to meet people if you're sitting at home.
They're in the toaster.
To get out action.
They're in the toaster.
They're in the toaster.
That's where the toaster pops up.
Oh, okay.
Then somebody jumps out. It's a portal.
A piece of toast.
It's a portal.
A piece of toast. Awesome.
I mean, everybody thinks that the microwave will set your future. So I stay home, I turn the microwave on and off, and my life doesn't change. Well, what do you want it to do?
You got to
put your head in there, it'll change.
Well, you also got to put something in the microwave too.
Exactly. If you want something to cook, you got to put the food in first.
If you meet a jet player, don't shrink.
Cannot even believe.
I'd stop
it's
because
interesting,
I'm
though.
nauseous already about it.
It's interesting.
But you have to want to believe you can.
That's actually everything that it is. As long as you believe, if you say, I don't want to hear that, then you're not going to hear what you're meant to believe. It's keep an open mind and believe. That's good to start the show, to keep an open mind. You know, don't have to believe everything I'm saying, and I'd be the first person to say that. But I've had a lot of things happen to me, and I began to keep an open mind, and more happened.
Listen, you had so much happen to you and Steve this year that to see him back at work and on a plane yesterday was such an amazing, good feeling to see the positive on the other side.
Right. It's a gratitude.
Exactly.
Gratitude,
which is just amazing. So, Steve, if you're listening, we're really, really happy for you.
He probably isn't now because he's back at work.
He's back at work, which is even better. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Get ready for Call Me Zena. More to come. Tune in today at Call Me Zena or come into the studio. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Zari, welcome back. We missed you. I'm so glad she's here hanging out with us. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.